Hello, everybody. It's Quake once again. Nice to see you all. Nice to see that my little guy in the corner is also jumping around a bit weird. Here, let's do that. Move that just down a tiny bit. More like that. Alright. There we go. You guys get a little bit of scuff right at the start. Alright. So, new recording session. All the videos that I had out in the last couple of weeks was all done in one recording session. And so it's time for a brand new one. I thought this time I'd start with Night Call. It's raining a little hard outside, at least from what I'm used to. So if any of y'all hear it, it's just the rain, and I apologize. But yeah, let's get into this. Night 2. Got some water, gotta stay hydrated. You open one eye. Someone flushes the toilet and you hear the pipes shake. One of them runs under your bed. You find the sound calming. You get up quickly. And a few minutes later, you're outside of your studio. Night 2 has begun. Alright, I don't think I need gas. We'll see. Let's go see this guy. He looks interesting. So yeah, I still have, I need to, get out of here. Alright. You pull up next to the sidewalk a few meters from an abandoned warehouse. No sign of your passenger. You wait a minute, staring at the meter. Really don't feel like wasting your time on people who hear a window break on the second floor of the warehouse. A body falls heavily to the sidewalk. You lay your hand on the door handle when a man, dressed entirely in black, jumps out of the window and lands on the body. He stands up, takes a few steps over to your cab. Are you the cab I ordered? You nod your head, very, very slowly. What is going up with my guy? Alright, I put the sensitivity up too high. Or too low. Ah! Missing stuff. You can start driving. New Ellie, please. You follow orders without a second thought. In back, your passenger smells like sweat and gunpowder. He's been running. Been in a fight, probably. Probably. His muscles bulge in rhythm with his heart, which is racing. Good evening? Pretty good, yeah. He smiles, or tries to. You can see blood on his otherwise impeccably white teeth. I screwed up a little, but all in all, it was a good evening. You? Yeah. Alright, come on, let's not talk about the elephant in the room. You're on to me and you know it. I'm the masked Joker. Silence. You squint and get a closer look at your passenger. The masked Joker. The hero that makes Parisian nights more peaceful? No? You slowly shake your head. Nope, doesn't ring a bell. I'm all over Twitter, so probably on the radio and in the newspapers, I think. The masked Joker? Yes, the masked Joker. I think it sounds good. You bite the inside of your cheek. See, I wanted something that wasn't too... He searches for the right word, beats around the bush, and eventually comes out with... problematic. I did a lot of brainstorming and came up with the masked Joker. Haven't gotten great feedback, but it's hard these days to find a name everyone likes. You have to make sacrifices if you want your core business to succeed. That's what they tell us at school anyway. At school? Yes, and ENK. He freezes. Shit, I almost gave you the name of my business school. What an idiot. Can you imagine if Bruce Wayne went around telling everyone he was Bruce Wayne? Huh? No, Batman. If Batman if Batman went around telling everyone that he was Bruce Wayne. I'm getting all mixed up. He touches his sides for a while, like he's looking for a wound. Getting close to your destination. I think I'm hurt. Want me to take you to the hospital? No, I'm fine. I shouldn't have jumped out a window like that. But you were already coming down the street and I didn't want to make you wait. You smile. Pull over, right in front of that driveway. You obey. Don't worry, it's just a flesh wound. I'll be home in 2 minutes and I have everything I need to take care of myself. He pays and struggles to get out of the cab. One last thing. Please don't say anything about ENKID. I'm trying to lead a double life and it's not super easy. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, God, man, I'm trying to give you an out. ENKID, my business school? He freezes. Oh, I just got it. You're playing along. Okay, great. He looks at you for a minute. You're a really classy guy. He walks away, limping. You watch him as he tries several times to enter his building code before heading inside, finally. As you go to start the engine, you notice a few drops of blood on your fingers from the bills your passengers handed you. Alright, I gotta fix this real quick, so just give me a second. Alright, sorry about that. I thought that my model... Okay, I can't do that either. Alright, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with my little guy. I'm probably going to cut this part out of it. Alright, so it looks like my little guy in the corner is going to be struggling. I'll have to figure that out. See if it does it with any other games or if it's just this one. But, hopefully it's just this one. And I can figure it out, because otherwise that would be weird. Alright, so anyway, getting back into this. Let's talk to... let's go to this guy. You know what? No, he's closer. Let's go to him. Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping that it's just a small thing. Alright, let's accept him. You double park and wait for your next passenger to slide into the back seat. He looks at you like he appreciates you and your taxi. He gives you his address. You start driving. A few words are exchanged, the weather, taxes, traffic. Then you can tell it's coming, the inevitable conversation about the killer. Some bits of information, rumors, things overheard. You take a mental note of what you've heard, who knows, it might come in handy. The passenger doesn't make a sound for the next few minutes of the trip. It doesn't bother you. You have enough on your mind. Your investigation, the judge, the Busette. You're overcome with a craving to smoke. You slowly nod your head and glance at your passenger. Calm and still, he seems far away. Cold as hell out, huh? Yes, you're right. It's really cold out. Slowly turns his head towards you and gives you an odd look, like he's disappointed you're talking to him. He watches you closely for another minute and turns back to look out the window. You keep your eyes on the road. The silence becomes heavy, all of a sudden. You feel a strange sense of camaraderie with your passenger. You don't look at him quickly in the rearview mirror. You look at him quickly in the rearview mirror. He doesn't look familiar at all yet. It's like how you know him. He doesn't look familiar at all, and yet it's like you know him. Okay. A second later, an outside light shines on his face at a weird angle. Looks like he's smiling. A few seconds later, you drive down his street. He straightens up a bit. You park in front of the number he gave you. He pays up. He pays his fare without a word. Door opens slowly, and he smiles at you. You can tell it comes from the bottom of his heart, despite how uptight he is. You're a really swell guy. You weren't expecting that. By the time you collect your thoughts, your passenger is already far away. He disappears into a building. A moment goes by before you turn the key in the ignition. Oh, wow. That's a lot. What's this? I think we'll do Santa Claus. Though I should probably get gas first, because we're about halfway. I'll do that. If Santa Claus is still there, I'll say hi to Santa Claus. Okay, yeah. Like, I don't know why my model's having such a hard time today. I think it was doing fine earlier. Then I tweaked some settings with it and it stopped working. You pull over and stop at a gas station. Not a soul in sight. The fluorescent lights irritate your eyes and the smell of pee is wafting up from the space between the pumps. That's nice. It's a self-service here. You can pay directly at the pump. The mini mart over there. It must sell newspapers. The person behind the counter must see and hear things. Might be worth asking a couple of questions. You don't quite know why, but Parisian gas stations are always frightening. You check out your surroundings before getting out of the taxi. I guess you walk into the mini mart. The guy behind the counter looks like all the other guys behind counters you come across in your lifetime. Yeah? I want to talk to you. You examine the newspapers, the magazine covers, the serial killers on the front page of all of them. It's crazy, isn't it? You'd think they'd have caught him by now. The clerk smiles. You recognize the twinkle in his eye. This guy has something to tell you. Aha! A new clue. Let's get Versailles. Oh. Oh, I thought it was a record. I didn't think it was a lottery ticket. A hint of a smile spreads across your face. Newspaper. Good night, I guess. You nod and exit the shop. Now time for gas. Alrighty. You get into your taxi and drive away. Is Santa Claus still available? No, he's not. Okay, this person looks like that one girl from BioShock. I can't remember her name though. Never played BioShock. That would be fun to play. Leonie, maybe? Leon? The passenger gets in the cab and gives you her address. Oh my god, I cannot speak. The passenger gets into the cab and gives you her address. Her voice is muted, far away. You start up the cab. She appears rather meek, subdued, like she's about to fade away. You look up at her. She turns your gaze, but she's not there. It's as if you weren't looking at an actual person, but a silhouette instead, in the shape of a human being. Would you like some music? Music? She pauses. I don't know. If you want. She breaks off again. What kind of music do you have? Whatever's on the radio. Never listen to the radio. I don't really know what's any good. Maybe. She seems to be weighing her options. Classical? The woman pauses uncertainly. Then, Fine. I really listen to classical. You press the radio search button to find a classical station, and land in the middle of a symphonic explosion. Mailer? I don't know. I can change stations if you want. No, Mailer's fine. I don't dislike it. There's a slight drawl to her voice, like an old tape played in slow motion. I listen to Mailer on occasion. My parents loved him. She's quiet for a moment. Mailer, in my mind, is somehow associated with my thesis. Your thesis? Yes. Not another word. She turns her head slightly, as if thinking about something unpleasant. What's the subject? The progressive nuns of Rance Abbey at the dawn of the industrial era. The air in the cab seems icy. Sounds very specific. Extremely. Too much so, no doubt. My field of research is terribly limited and... how should I put it? She sighs. It's deadly boring, a subject that no one's interested in. My thesis supervisor, for a start, my parents, my ex, and worst of all, even me. She stares at you. The subject is a trap. It's never even been explored, and it informs our perception of women in the 18th century. But no one is interested in it. That's how it goes. I got used to my thesis, to the subject. The doctoral theses are rarely interesting, you know. But mine, I think I've hit rock bottom. You shouldn't say that. I don't need your pity. She speaks in cool, clipped tones without any animosity. I find it disconcerting. I chose the path I'm on. I'm entirely accountable for it. She hesitantly lifts her hand. But I'm the one who chose my thesis. Me and no one else. To be honest, there'll no doubt be the only thing that remains of me when I die. That is a rough way of looking at it. You shouldn't say things like that. She shrugs. You're right. There's nothing more to be said on the subject. A wry smile tugs at the corner of her mouth, as if she enjoys the thought of seeing lonesome people suffer. My parents think, her voice falters, is unable to go on. It takes her a few seconds to pluck up the courage to speak again. My parents think I've made a mess of my life. I know they do. They haven't said so, of course. They are there for me, they help me, but deep down, they know it's too late. The symphony on the radio takes a dramatic, tormented turn. I'm 28, doing a doctoral thesis on 18th century nuns. My brothers went to top business schools and have earned MBAs. They're married, have children, and me, I'm compiling pages and pages of information on nuns. You pull up to the passenger's address, an opulent-looking building in the 16th arrondissement. The young woman is perfectly still, seemingly paralyzed. She looks up and suddenly seems to realize where she is. Sorry. Her voice is faint, almost inaudible. She hands you the fare, then exits the cab without a word. A moment later, she's walking away, heading towards her building. You sit there a moment, then start up the cab. Alright. Pull a newspaper out of your glove compartment and start leafing through it. Eventually, something grabs your eye. It's a rather positive critique of a bar called Salil's. You make note of that information with interest in your line of work. That kind of thing can always come in handy. You turn the page and stop. You've read about a third of the newspaper. Stop reading. You shut the newspaper, and it will end up in the trash tonight. You remember it's there. If you remember it's there. Otherwise, it will spend the rest of its days in your glove compartment. Oh. They look important. Hey pal, can you help me out? The door opens. It's Harvey, a homeless man like hundreds of others in Paris. Oh, we're going out of Paris. You've known each other for years, and every now and then he asks a favor for you, to drive him someplace. Sorry, stretching. Alright. As usual, he greets you quietly, though he always seems a little on edge. Hey, buddy. What's up, pup? He has a strange verbal tick that you've never really understood. You start the cab. You look in the rearview mirror and realize that the homeless man is clutching his left side. Well, alrighty, Freddy. Is everything alright? He gives you a vague answer. Yeah, sure, fine. A pause. He can't help making a face. You're really not looking that great. Don't worry. I got in a little fight last night with this guy. But that's all taken care of now. All taken care of. He smiles, revealing a row of bad teeth. What kind of a fight? With a wave of his hand, he changes the subject. Bah, who gives a shit about what kind of fight it was? All you need to know is that he took something that belonged to me, and he paid the price. He closes his eye a moment. So yeah, it wasn't all that bad. But if you let someone steal your stuff, you're done. For sure. You have to show them you're tough, that you are a big shot. He pulls a sour smile. Sometime later, your passenger clears his throat. You wouldn't happen to have a little something to drink, would ya? You know, like they do in those newfangled cabs these days. Chauffeur-driven cars? Yeah, that's right. I don't have anything, sorry. He nods. I don't mean water, you know. You smile. I realize that. Ah. He sighs. Usually you're not such a pain. He loses himself in thought. As you drive along, you see him struggling to keep his eyes open. They're more often shut than open now. Your passenger head jerks up. You're a really good... you're a really good guy, you know, yo. Your passenger gives you a sleepy smile. Hey. Serious? You don't mind if I get a little shut-eye on the way, do you? You nod. Enjoy. He gives you a smile. Well, he wasn't speaking there. He gives you a smile. But it's still a painful grimace. Next thing you know, he's sound asleep. You continue to drive in silence, soothed by the warm air in the car heater. You pull up in front of a nondescript gray building. Your passenger immediately wakes up and looks around. Shit, this is great, I'm first. Where are we? An organization that hands out clothes for winter. I heard they're gonna open a pause, he's searching for the right word. A new shop, you could say. And I'm the first one, huh? When is it open? 2 days from now. Your eyes widen. Your passenger gives a little laugh. Don't worry, I have plenty to keep me busy. He pats his pant pocket. Found some books. One on yoga, then a book by that old handsome dude. You know, the guy who talks on the radio. Help me pass the time. He gives you a tap on the shoulder, reaches for the door and stops short, overcome with a spasm of pain. Fuck. Are you okay? Yeah, don't worry. Ooh, I gotta be a good guy here. I'm taking you to the hospital. No, I'm good. He opens the door, climbs gingerly out. And, thanks for turning up the heat. That was nice. The next thing you know, he's disappeared down a dark side street. You sigh and start the cab. Santa Claus. We're seeing Santa Claus. Oh wow, it really is Santa. Your passenger smells like beer. Oh no. No, it's even worse. It's like every single fiber of his Santa suit has been soaking in a keg. Come on, dash away. His breath is 96% brandy. Your eyes are starting to sting. I'm parked somewhere near Champs Elysees on... Shit. The name of the street is... His head is spinning and he doesn't know. And he does his best to hang on to the door. Impasse, They'll come back to me. Go ahead, drive. You start driving and silently wonder how to ask your passenger if he has enough money to cover a fare. You glance back at your passenger. He's mumbling to himself. Oh my god, why am I tired? But you can't quite make out what he's saying. Christmas is over, so why is he still dressed up? You have a nice evening? Oh, fabulous. A smile spreads across his face. And I really needed it. He lowers his voice. He's confiding in you. After working my ass off all year long, I like to hit my favorite pubs. I get monumentally wasted. He coughs. Here, in Paris, there's a bunch of bistros perfect for such an occasion. No one talks to you and they have white wine so dry it eats away at the inside of your mouth. And so many different types of brandy. Pear, brandy, cognac. He closes his eyes in delight. And sometimes I order just one eeny weeny beer to cleanse the palate. He's almost whispering. Okay, it's usually not one of them fancy microbrews there. He jumps. Oops, but don't tell anyone, okay? Just imagine if people found out Santa Claus thought of beer and the beer here tasted like piss. Oh! He laughs a sparkling laugh. When he stops, it's just to throw out non-committally. Anyway, you can't say anything anymore. Honestly, with all the trouble I go through, people should just leave me the fuck alone. Oh, okay, Santa's coming out swinging. All those fair weather activists, they still want their little snot-nosed miracles to get the latest stupid toy. Oh hey, speaking of snot-nosed kids, what's up with this manure pile of a new generation? Oh no, he's one of those. 50 years back, you could give a kid a book and he'd go on about his whole life, all starry-eyed. But today's little whiners, what an eyesore. Fucking hell. They want you to give it all, but they don't like anything they all have. GSMs when they're 8. Those things cost a whole month's wages. How can you possibly make them happy after that? How? He's staring at you, waiting for an answer. No idea. He raises his hand. At least you're honest enough to say you don't know, and I appreciate your honesty. He closes his eyes while he's taking a moment's rest. Want me to tell you what they really want? What kids these days want are machine guns and dolls whose hair you can fix. He seemed to have calmed down for a second, but it was just an illusion. Speaking of which, both girls and boys like those dolls whose hairs you can fix. He twitches his mustache in silence. Back when I still made toys for kids, I could tell you they couldn't care less about them. I couldn't give a damn. They just wanted to have fun, play, laugh, and forget. They just wanted to have fun, play, laugh, and forget their parents were losers. He leans over to you, rife with anger. Fuck, that's the real problem, I'm telling you. Parents are losers. Idiots. Putting kids in this world, those guys haven't got a clue. Am I right or am I right? I mean, have you seen the state of the ice caps these days? Have you? Huh? Because there's not much left. He pauses. No, I can't say it's all bad. Don't have as many polar bears coming in my yard. Damn nasty beasts, vicious, mean. I'm not too sad to be rid of them. He heaves a long sigh through his beard. Before things were different. Tears form at the corner of his eyes. Shit, I can't talk about the past without crying like a little girl. Throws you a sideways glance. No need to stare. I'm loving this interaction so far. You don't even have time to react, and he starts back in his rant. I remember you, you know. To tell the truth, I remember everyone. Every single person. You were an angry one. So terribly angry. And your letters, your handwriting. Holy fuck, were they hell to decipher? Don't worry though. The elves handle all that for me. You could hear a hint of disgust in his voice when he brought up the elves. Otherwise, I wouldn't have the time to do nothing. Yeah, you were just furious. It's like someone punched you in the stomach. Your brother was giving you hell. Someone wrenching your gut. Man, One-On suddenly thinks of something and stops talking. His gaze wanders outside. Yeah, anyway, let's talk about something else. How do you know all that? So don't get who I am? Stare him in the rearview mirror. Look, kid, I'm not going to spell it out for you. And something tells me you'd rather avoid the subject. A little something called jail. Another punch to the stomach. So there's your Christmas present. We're not going to talk about it. He smiles, opens his eyes wide. Wait, I think we're almost there. Slow it down a bit, kid. He searches outside for... What are we looking for? We're looking for my sleigh, kid. What else? He looks at you with pity. Should have been hard to spot. There's a sleigh and a couple half-dozen reindeer. He heaves a funny sigh. I'm sure it's like in an alleyway somewhere. Oh, right over there. Turn right. You obey and go up a street you were a few seconds before. A few meters down, your passenger stifles a yelp. Oh shit, it was right here. Drive around the block. You turn again, and back your passenger is mumbling. I'm gonna have to get one of those thingamajigs, GPSs. It'll help me find my sleigh more easily. Eventually pull over in an alley. No light, a few empty office buildings, some trash cans that haven't been emptied for days. Kid, sorry about before. I didn't mean to, bring up any sore points. He pays his fare. Watch your back, kid. He gets out and slams the door. He slips on the wet sidewalk, grabs onto a street lamp with a heavy and awkward step. He clumps along and in the alley. You turn the key and start driving again. You open the window for a second, hoping to get rid of the alcohol fumes. Something tells you they'll stick around for a while. Well, that was certainly something. More clues about your clients. You've met Xavier. You have met Sonny. Sonny thinks you're a swell guy. You met Leone. Or Leonie, I don't really know. Lonnie doesn't need your pity. Alright. You played Lonnie classical music. You met Harvey. You found out how Harvey got his car. You have met Santa. Santa talked about your brother. Is that it? Alright. Clue time. At the foot of your front door, just behind a drain pipe, you notice an envelope. It's thick and heavy. You can make out your name written in thick black marker on the front. Your real name. Take a deep breath and go inside. In the envelope, you find more information, just as Bissett promised. Lay them out on the table. You look at your new evidence on the table. It'll take you a while to read everything carefully. You're suddenly overcome with the desire to sleep. You close your eyes, press your fingers through your eyelids, and let out a yawn. You crack your knuckles and get to work. Not enough time. Not enough time. Not enough time. Alright. Victims killed. Killer's height. Killer's height is less than a meter. 79. 77. Homeless man seen around crime scene 2 and 3. He's been in a fight. Chalk, no sign of violence. Okay, so that is important. 75, defender. Does cop. Okay, so that's something they all share. Clearly knew the victims or researched them. Message. Why is that tied to her again? Alright. Victims, one bullet. Okay, I don't think he had a gun. Knew the victims or researched them. Death equals execution. No sign of violence. Seen around crime 2 and 3. That's important because he had been there and he was in a fight recently, from what I can tell. So this is tough. I really don't know. Is it possible to pair things with people? Okay, I feel like I got some information, but because I didn't have enough time, oh, there's a 4th crime scene? What? Oh no, I think I messed up a bit. Alright, it's time to end the night anyway. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You open the sofa bed and lie down. The events of the day turn around in your head, or run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. Your brain is running at full speed. Your body aches and you're in pain. You tell you need to get more sleep. You glance at your investigation board, slowly filling up. You wipe away your hand over your face, like it'll help sleep come. Your fingers are shaking, stressed probably. You shake your head and your mind wanders for a second. A second later, you're asleep. Alright. I don't want 93. I want to end. Let me end. Let me out of here. Let me out of here. Let me out of here. Let me out. Alright. So on that note, okay, so really is something with the game. Alright. Because I'm sure you all noticed that my little guy right here, my little tiny dude, the little silly funny guy that I have on the screen, was acting all stuttery and weird this recording, and I couldn't really troubleshoot it. It was just not really working. But it was like while the map was on and while I was talking to people. Anytime there wasn't that, I was fine. So it's all weird and all that stuff. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed. I definitely like the game. I like the little subtleties that you don't really notice when you're reading, like the way the lighting and shadows move on people. It's really, really cool. But I'm definitely going to record this again in the future. This is my 2nd episode. I really liked it. I'm going to keep going. Hopefully I can find out who the killer is, because otherwise that will be embarrassing. But thank you all for watching, and see you all next time.